So the sketchbook itself is a Seawhite of Brighton sketchbook, and I bought this in February 2020, before all the lockdowns, when I went to Bristol for my birthday. It's been a really great sketchbook, actually. The reason I take a long time to complete them is because I work across many different books. I can't stay in one place. I just get bored. So this picture represents someone being on their phone all the time. I've reworked this picture lots and lots and lots. So I have a love-hate relationship with it. And the sort of emphasis on it is me focusing on not trying to compare myself to others, or feeling like I'm not good enough at art, or not good enough. I love mermaid. I don't always take part. Sometimes I just do stuff in the background. This is one of them. But I was thinking of mermaids in different scenarios. So this is a mermaid who's got a pizzeria. I also like to celebrate mermen. And I thought this was quite fun because he's got his nipples covered for decency. And sad because he's been caught in a net. This is something that never happened. I have made peace with quite a few of my pages in this book, that they're not completely completed or finished. I'd like to also work with some quotes as well, and it's based on how I'm feeling. So I see my sketchbooks as much as they are sketchbooks, and they're not neat, they're messy places. They are also art journals to me, so they're how I'm feeling. So this one is I feel lost, but like I will be found. Cute pink dino. This is me using gouache for the first time. And then this was a drawing challenge where me and my son drew a scene. This is me just playing with a style. I suppose thinking cartoony. It's very different, I would say, to how I would usually draw. And I think I'm now at a place where I'm actually giving people enough space to have a brain. But I think that comes with development. I think this was a drawing challenge. It was a colour challenge. So there are different elements. I really like how I drew the domino. I'm really happy with the domino. I'm not displeased with a lot of it. I don't like the purple background, but you know, we make peace with things like that. These were just little doodles I did. Again, abandon the page, a plant shelf, moved on. This is just paint splatters. I think I was going to do a quote on top, but never did. This is actually a print I have in my shop. I really enjoyed doing this. It brought me absolute joy to do. I love the fact that that building actually exists. I can just imagine doing that to a building I own, but feeling sad at having to repaint it. This was me exploring portraits. Again, it's very reworked, this page. I don't hate it, don't love it. I'm down the line on it, really. This was a drawing challenge, so it was the words mummy and knitting. So I made a mummy knitting. I did that with my eldest son. And then these are the birds from Burb Fest a few years ago. So this is the puffin. I've made this into a print with a different coloured background. And then I've got quite a few different types of birds, and I've used Copic markers for these. I really enjoyed the challenge. A blue-footed booby, great name. It was a really enjoyable challenge. I'm actually terrified of birds. So I prefer birds far away or on paper, but I do think they're absolutely beautiful. Birds are incredible to draw and paint. Some of them I felt like I captured quite well. Some of them I found really tricky. This hornbill was great to draw. I also really tried to lean into the whites of the paper, so because I was using Copic markers, they bled through, but I didn't want to soak the page in anything else, so where there was white I did try and use the paper. This flamingo I really thoroughly enjoyed doing. I feel like I lost my mind slightly here in the darker colours. It was good because I didn't have to do the legs. I did find the legs a challenge. As you can see, a lot of them don't have half their bodies. And I have felt confident to stick pages together where I have not enjoyed myself and gone really wrong. This is one. This is a print I have in my shop as well. And this is probably my favourite. I'm just so happy with the colours. And I love the fact that there are little hearts all over it. The bald eagle was great. I really struggled with using the white here though, because I felt like there wasn't enough depth. But it was still enjoyable. And then there's some pages where I've just filled them up. So this is me just testing my NeoColor IIs. And then you see I've popped back to another bird. And this is me just playing with the stencil and see what it did. But I wish I could convey the feeling of it, but it feels so great. It's really bumpy. This is another print I have had in my shop. And I just think he looks like he has like really sad emotional eyes, or like, please can I have a snack? Myself and my partner Jack, we send each other the emotional eyes when we want a really nice snack, when we want the other person to get us a nice snack. Oh, I've skipped one. This was quite an intimidating looking bird. I actually saw the secretary bird at Longleat a couple of years ago, and it was great to see one in person. It's really great to use lots of different colours that I wouldn't necessarily use. I think I generally stick with certain colours with my Copic markers, but this actually did stretch me. It's also, I really like using my supplies, so it was nice to use all the other colours. And I did end up, because this paper was just soaking up the paper, I did have to buy more Copics and refills. This one I really like the head, and then I feel like I should have done more detail in the body. I think I could have used other mediums just to create more depth in the body. It's nice to look at these, because I think there's probably ones I visit over others. This one I just think looks like the American president, which is hilarious. But the colours are great. The American president is not great. Well, the current one anyway. And that's such a little bird to capture. This one I just wanted to do a different angle. But again, because I was using the white of the paper, I feel like I lost the shape there. So I tried to build it, but I don't know if I captured it well, because it kind of does look like it just stops. Or like it's a bit of a map, if you just look at that bit of land. This was a very funny bird. And again, my same comment with the white, so I've just put a little bit of grey around the edge. And this one I ran out of time on the day, because I do my art around my full-time job, and I had to kind of make peace with the fact I wasn't going to finish it. But it's a shame really. I won't go back because I worry I will ruin this, but I'm so happy with this part of it, and I'm so happy with the eye. I think I represent the shape of the beak well here. And this is another one of my favourites. Churrico, I think you would say. Such a great colour. And again with the whites, but the ibis is quite, I think, another intimidating bird. I know you can see how much it bled through and why it was using so much ink. This one, this is its tail, and I think I should have gone in with other mediums really to give more detail on the tail, but I think I found these parts of the tail, I don't know, I didn't feel like I was going to do them justice, so I feel like I kind of abandoned it, and I think I have here on the branch as well. I think you can just tell, can't you, when you're not feeling it. This one's a fun one. Again, I think I could have done a better detail of the pink, but I'm happy with the head and the eye and the beak. And I'm actually quite happy with the legs. Whenever I did the challenge every day, when I had to do legs, I was like, oh no, and I just avoided them until the last moment. I love this guy. Not so much his body, but I love his head. He's kind of like a pom-pom with a little beak. So then, I think that's the end of the birds for Birdfest. And then it's maybe more random art. So I live in Cornwall, so this is a fisherman I've drawn. And some cute doggos. This was a drawing challenge, which I did with my eldest. I can't remember why socks are there, or what the challenge was. I have a thing for drawing seagulls. This page came about from me looking on Pinterest, but I had a lot of bleeding going on, as you can tell, and I put some washi tape, but I really like her style. I would love to wear that outfit. I love a strong shoulder. No, maybe not a shoulder pad, but I like details in fabrics. So they make the shoulders, they emphasise the shoulders. This is from when I first watched Heartstopper. I just thought it was such a good first season. Really enjoyed it. My children did as well. This is a page I haven't finished, but I was just laying out art supplies. My son and myself went to a coffee shop, and I drew his sketchbook, and that's his art in his sketchbook, and then we drew the view outside the window. Oh, I don't know what this is. This is me making plans for something. I did make that drawing up actually. I wanted it to be a paper, repeating pattern paper. But I couldn't get the colourings right, so I've abandoned it. This is a picture of a couple who were sitting on a bench in Newquay, and I've used a mixture of things here. But it's Copic and it's some watercolour too. I had a day where I went down to Trelisic on my own, and I sat and I drew the cows and the view. It's an incredible view at Trelisic, and there's a routeway through here for the boats, so the boats are always changing, which is really great. I was gifted these tins from my friend Scott, and I just did a little quick sketch of them, and they are actually, they're on my desk. I've changed what's in them now. This is on a beach day. I didn't actually finish this one. I was just capturing some of the beach tents that were there, and that's the walkway down to the beach in Hale. I don't know why this came about. He reminds me of the guy in Stranger Things, but he's not based on him. I think that's an incredible outfit. And he's holding a fish, so he must be a fisherman. This was just an experimental page, but I really quite like it. I remember losing my mind around the sun, but actually I quite like the fact it's beaming down. This page of toadstools, I think, is for Peachtober or Inktober. And this one actually has the date on it. So this is a sketchbook club. So this is me and my son drawing a portrait in January 2023. You can see, because I've got like Peachtober there and that's sketchbook club from 2023, you can see how much I do hop around. Like even when I'm doing a drawing challenge, I don't stay in one sketchbook. I really like this, though obviously it's a lot of space for one leaf. But I really like the position of the leaf and the colours I've used. And the pen work, actually. I think that really helps give it shape. This is a koi fish that I painted, and I actually have this as a sticker. This was a piece of watercolour I did. Sometimes I go to my sketchbooks when I have leftover paint and just add it to a page and then abandon it. So then I came back and I wrote joy over the top, which is something I do quite often, because I try and focus on the small joys. And I really try and practice art journaling about joy, just to try and help my brain stay in a positive space, because sometimes I struggle with that. And then I've doodled around the edges. I don't know if that's Zentangle, but that was the inspiration for the edge. But I kind of like it because I feel like this looks like it's spilled on top. And actually it's just different, me coming back and doing different art bits on it. This is a heart tree. This is a girl I was going to draw, and I wanted her to have a plant head. But this was before I allowed space for people to have brains. So I would just sort of do things too close to the forehead to not give them enough shape to their head. And this is a gouache picture of a vase of flowers. I really like this. I like how I've captured the roses. Even though it's not maybe as much detail as I would usually give, I like how I've given the impression of the bunch of flowers and the leaves. This is just a random sketch. Sometimes I go through periods where I enjoy creating portraits. So I just do them randomly. So I'll look for someone on Pinterest and then paint them. This is another quote I did. Creativity takes courage, and I have that as a sticker. There's going to be a theme here. Another quote that I've made into a sticker, and another one. And again, these are really good for me to do when I want to do art. I don't know what art to do. I'm worried about art block setting in, so I'll sit and draw a quote and then paint it, because it gets me painting and not avoiding creating art. So I don't necessarily have to feel inspired by knowing what picture I want to create, but it means I'm not being scared of creating art. I know it's quite a good match there between my nail varnish and the paint. This, like the bench, the couple sitting on the bench in Yuki, this is actually the same area, but this is the island. That house is worth millions, and there's like a bridge you can cross to it, but it's just a rough sketch that I would have done quite quickly. Another quote: be curious, not judgmental. This is again me using a stencil, and I tried, no, I don't know why. This is a quote from a film. I don't overly love the page, but I did enjoy the quote, and it says, "I've been thinking, babe, maybe you're right when you said the pain weathers in time. We're just waiting for a change to follow. We don't always get all that we want. redefine my pain to something more, and we shall overcome as we've done before. I don't know why I drew an eye with colourful bits coming out of it, but I think of it as colourful tears, but I really enjoy it, and I didn't give the eye a pupil. Don't know why, but I really do love that page. This is actually a drawing my son did, my oldest, who's at university studying illustration, and I painted it. So he doesn't use this much colour. So it's really nice to actually do this page because he often draws and I really want to colour in what he's drawn. So it's nice to do it in my sketchbook. This is another quote. I think this is the last page of the book. Oh, it's the last page I've actually done. And then I've made peace with these pages to let it go because it is quite a substantial sketchbook. So yeah, I've finished it now. Hope you've enjoyed the sketchbook tour. Bye!